Hey folks, Papa Boris here, playing some more Krumit's Tale. Let's see if we can tackle the Depths of Doom, the fourth of the 9 dungeons that we'll have to finish in order to beat this game on the hardest difficulty with Bruno. Okay, so here we have a bit of a tough start. We got all these globbers, and I don't have chainmail anywhere here. So I'm in a bit of a tough spot. I could discard something like the pipe sword to buy the bucket. The problem is bucket doesn't actually work that well against globbers because they do this middle attack if you wait to bucket this one, and then you get poisoned, which is a problem. So I think what I'm gonna do here is grab this health vial and just drink it all. I'm not gonna mess around. There's an execute, which is interesting. This is a weird level because none of the enemies are huge. These have a lot of hit points, but they don't hit very hard. I guess I could use an execute on these, but that's kind of weird because that means I'm taking 4 damage. Since I don't have any crossbows or anything like that to damage them outside of combat. Let's pitch this. Also remember, I have the vampiric trait now, so I actually cannot heal from discarding tiles. So I gotta be very, very careful. Another thing to watch out for is that globbers, you cannot use weapons against them. So gotta be a little bit careful about that. You can't pick up a weapon and then smash a globber to death with it. You really do need like a chainmail or something. So what I could do is I could take 2 damage and execute this thing. That will basically leave me health neutral. All right. Let's pitch this for a coin. Basically, I'm just trying to cycle through to try to find some way out of this. Maybe get my chest so I can buy this lock box. Just trying to pass some time here. All right, I want to make sure I don't have the Curse of Silence on the board or anything like that. That would screw everything up. So I'm going to hit her to damage her, take damage, execute, and heal from the vampiric trait. Okay, we had a bit of a weird spot. This druid's coming down, and I don't have my crowbar, so I don't really want to pick up this flask of rehydration. This is very good because I can heal a lot, and that you really want healing when you're playing with as a vampire, but I don't really want to discard any of these, and I also don't want to buy any of them. I mean, I could buy the bucket. That would heal me for 2, but then I'd be in kind of in a stuck position. Okay, I'm going to buy the bucket, heal for 2, and then we're just going to see where we're at. I'm going to pick up this flask. Oh God, Jesus. Sometimes, sometimes you just lose at Krumit's Tale because you just get nothing but enemies. I have 6 extra tiles that are in the deck. The 3 flexes from this and 3 blessings from this. Half of the stamps I've taken. Well, 2 of the 3 stamps I've gained add good stuff to the deck, and I'm still just in a board full of enemies I can't deal with. All right, this is actually getting to be very, very, very serious. So what I'm going to have to do now is brute force a globber, basically. Luckily, I ended up being at full health. So the way it's going to work is I'm going to whack it again and get poisoned. And use the flask to heal the poison off and then use the bucket. Actually, at this point, does it even matter to use the bucket? The bucket doesn't even matter. I just can kill it like this and then heal. Oh, well, that's actually not too bad. Oh, hang on. Why was I panicking so much? Okay, yeah, this is great. I should have been doing this the whole time. Yes, I forgot that because of the flask of rehydration, this poison attack does nothing. So I'm just taking 2 damage and then 1 damage, healing 1 damage, and then healing 2 from the vampire trait. So I can actually kill these globbers without losing anything. Just all I need is this flask so I don't take the poison damage. How interesting. All right, if I do this, does this give me a recharge on my flask? It does. Okay, that actually makes this useless blessing stamp really good, assuming I have the flask, because that gives me 3 free recharges on my flask of rehydration. Okay, so now I think I'm just gonna kill this globber. Let's not dick around, since I stumbled upon the fact that I can just kill globbers indefinitely, thanks to the combo of Flask of Rehydration and the Vampire Stamp. It means the globbers are a non-issue now. So I might as well just kill them all to see where we're at. and then decide how I want to take out these cultists. Okay, so I could just use this claymore. That is an option. Because I do 9 damage, which is enough to one-shot them. However, this also should work because 6 armor is enough to block it. So what happens is I hit it for 2, it hurts itself for 2, that's 4. And then I hit it again, that's 6. Oh no, that's actually not enough. No, I'd have to either take one of the 4 damaging attacks or use this armor twice. However, I think it's actually okay because if I take a 4 damage attack and I heal with the vampire trait, I only take 2 net damage. That's fine. Problem is, okay, that if I buy this now, I'm wasting the 2 healing, which is actually a problem because I really don't want to waste healing. This is, you know, a pretty tough game. I don't want to waste healing at any point. So one option is I could do the claymore to kill this cultist and take 4 damage, heal 2 of it. The problem then, of course, is I've used my gold and I can't buy the helm. Okay. It's either wasting the healing or wasting, or spending my gold and not being able to buy this. Is there some weird middle ground where I can take some damage productively? Discarding this doesn't do anything. You know, I'll do this just to get my recharge back because I'm never ever gonna bother with these stupid extra copy of an ability tile. This actually is really good for some of the other characters, but for Bruno, the only ability tile I really care about is this one, and that's not one that really helps to have 2 of. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm just like overanalyzing how to try to avoid not wasting the 2 health from this armor pickup. I mean, I could buy the claymore, kill this and this. Then I'm at 2 gold. Yeah, let's do it that way. We'll see how this goes. So we'll start with this one. I whack it with a claymore. And then I kill it. And then I heal up to full. Okay. Then I'm going to kill the one with armor, which I could have saved it because I have a crowbar. And the crowbar is going to be useless. But at some point, you know, waiting around for the perfect thing is just not productive anymore. So now the vampire trait heals me up to 6. And okay, this actually works out really nicely. I will discard one of the flexes. Remember, there's 3 of them. There's no way I'm ever going to buy all 3. Most of the time, I won't even buy 1. We can pick this up now to heal to full. Don't need to worry about this, though. Actually, this would have been good to get earlier. This would have been a really nice way out of my problem. Because with this, I could have pitched it to pay 2 health to remove it, and then bought the armor and then not wasted anything. Anyways, so the way it works is I whack, parry, take 4 damage here, but then I heal 2. So I've taken 2 net damage for 1 tick of armor. That is fantastic. Especially because I have my flask. And you gotta just be a little bit careful with these flasks. Let's not waste any charges here. Okay, so we have a globber coming up. Yeah, I'm gonna just, well, so I could obviously do the thing I did with the globber before. Oh yeah, I should do that. Yeah, let's get a tick on this, and I'm just gonna not mess around. Let's just get the free kill on the globber. Losing no net health thanks to MVP, Flask of Rehydration. Oh god, I did it too soon. I drank it before getting poison instead of after. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of a weird thing here. I'm gonna run, discard this sword to get a charge back so I can heal the poison off. And then we're gonna come back in here. Oh, this is actually kind of weird now because the globber heals. That's funny. Okay, I think I'm still all right because I kill it before it poisons me again, but that was obviously extremely silly play. Okay, I am perfectly happy to discard the sword and get a charge back on the flask. However, I think what we'll do is we'll just use the last tick of the armor to kill off this cultist. You do have to be careful. Even though I'm only losing 2 net health, I do have to make sure I can take a 4 damage attack without dying. So like if I started the fight at 4 health or less, this wouldn't work. I wouldn't be able to do that. Okay, now we'll, I think, just get this armor here. I'll pitch the sword. This armor is really nice. It blocks 4, so I can do the same exact thing with it that I did with the 6 blocking armor, only I also get these spider bites. I'm not going to use a spider bite on this enemy because I know this enemy is in control, so let's wait and see what happens. We got the crowbar now. Oh, there's only one enemy left. It's this. This is the last enemy. Okay, well, let's see. I can't use these because of the 2 curses. Oh, right, so these are just wasting space in my inventory. So what I could do is I could just... Let me see. What happens? I need 6 attacks to kill it. I don't have a weapon here. I could discard something for a gold, buy a flex. But I'm doing that thing that I cautioned you against, which is overanalyzing how to avoid not spending gems. Here's I'm gonna just buy this chainmail, replace a spider bite, because I'm definitely not gonna eat these 2 curses at this point. Just use a spider bite, and we'll just use this chainmail. Chainmail is really, really good against these because you get to parry 2 attacks. And now, I really need 1 extra damage. Maybe I should have bought one of those swords. Yeah, I should have bought a sword, because if I could do 1 extra damage, I could kill it before it heals for 4 here. Okay, this is annoying, but I think it's fine. So the thing is at 5 HP, so I need 3 hits to kill it. I'll just use the bucket and the flask once each to avoid taking dangerous levels of damage, and we'll just brute force it and leave a bunch of gems out here. So again, the curse is actually being quite helpful. I'm getting 5 gems for it. Didn't really need a hamstring on that particular floor. All right, this is a sad one. Really, really sad. I would have loved this. This is such a good shield. So it doesn't work on enemies that have 3 attack or less, but it has 8 block, 3 uses, and it's only 2 gold. And there's a lot of enemies that do 8 attack exactly that this is just amazing against, so I'm really sad about that. This one is a little weird. I do have those curses that'll be sitting around that are often not worth eating, and 5 damage enemies in the bottom row. I mean, that is nice, but it's not as good as you'd think. I'm gonna grab just this because I got some expensive things and some more money. I'm not super excited about it, but it's better than the alternative. Okay, this is a bit annoying. All these are pretty much junk. This thing, it's annoying because anytime you like use up the last tick of something, it disappears. And this, of course, it would be good if I had some way of raising my attack, but I don't have any of the other stamps that give you either any kind of conditional or non-conditional attack bumps. So I think I'm gonna just grab the Acolyte for 2 free things that I can discard. These are not the best stamps, however, one thing that they do that's effective is that they give you decreased odds of randomly dying because the board fills up with enemies before you can get anything. Sometimes you get a run with really good stamps and you can actually like fight decently challenging enemies naked. This is not one of those runs because I didn't get anything to like boost my survivability besides Vampire, which is a little bit, you know, on shaky ground sometimes. Nothing like the chill stamp that freezes an enemy after it hits you. No kind of bonus to attack at all. So it's actually been a very unlucky run, which is good because if I win with it, that's, you know, an extra feather in my cap on the hardest difficulty. But I'm relying on this because my run is weak. I have 2 extra things, 3 extra things, 3 extra things. There's 8 extra good things in the deck, which reduces the odds of me having a board full of enemies at the beginning that I can't handle. All right, so this is a pretty good ability. My friend who beat the game with all of the characters on the hardest difficulty before I did, he really swears by this on Bruno. So basically, it sits in your inventory, and every round that goes by, the attack value increases by 2, and then you use it at some point to do a bunch of damage. It is pretty strong. I do have this problem with I have 3 of these silence curses, so I'd have to eat them all, which can be a little bit difficult because I have the vampiric stamp. I already have a hamstring. I could get another one of these. This is just a really good one. I could get another execute. That's solid. This weapon is actually pretty good too. It starts off pretty good already, but if some rounds of battle pass, the attack keeps going up. I actually could use more weapons. I'm going to grab this. And then another thing I could do here is grab these drums. It's nice to have something that can just cancel an opponent's action completely. Sometimes you just have really difficult stuff. What I'm going to do is check to see what the next thing I've got is. So 2, 6, and 2. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just buy another one of these. I've got some 6 attackers coming up. Might as well get a plate helm. And the nice thing about that is it's only 20 gold. So what I can do is discard an item. Let's keep discarding these swords. They're just not that effective. And keep in mind, I also have this pipe sword, which is 2 gold, 3 attack 3 times, whereas these are 2 gold, 1 attack 3 times. So I don't feel like I'm attached to this pipe sword, or to these short swords. And I have the claymore as well if I need some extra oomph, and this arm I just bought. And with the 30 gems, let's discard one of these curses. I mean, eventually I would like them all to be gone. So yeah, you might have wanted to buy that other ability there that increases your attack by 2 for each round of combat that has gone by. Okay, so this is an okay start. I do have my golden chest here, which is a great thing to start with. I got my health file. I'm just going to drink it. And again, we're in a weird spot where the board's just filling up with enemies. However, I do have this. So with this, I can actually kill these jackals. And I think I'm just gonna do that. Just let's not dick around. Let's kill these jackals. Luckily, I'm able to kill it with my base attack right before it would do 4 damage to me. So notice with the vampire stamp, I am completely neutral on this. I'm not losing any health in these fights. So let's just kill 3 jackals. Oh my god, this is insane. There's only 10 total enemies at the beginning of this level, and this is the situation. 7 of them are out. Oh god, that's so annoying. Okay, well, let's see what happens. We can still clear the board off a little bit because I've got this flask to pick up, which admittedly is very nice. Another one? Are you serious? Oh my god. Okay, and another one. That's 29 total cards. 29. This is the deck. Look at all this stuff. All this stuff, and then I'm getting nothing but enemies. Okay, so these do 6. I could execute, but of course that would mean taking 6 damage. 4 net damage. What's another option? Snot wolves hit me 3 times. Obviously chainmail would be great here. That would block 4 of the damage, so I don't necessarily want to do that. Could try to get this flex. How does that work? I could pitch the execute and buy the flex. No, there's no point. I might as well get the execute, brute force one of these big ones. Hang on, I just gotta make sure that there's no curse on the board, because then I would actually just straight up die. So I want to make sure I am not doing that. So we whack, get hit for 6, which is a lot. Execute. And I would love to buy this flex. I mean, that would make my life a lot easier. I need to pitch the bucket to buy this flex. Well, first, let me drink. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get that flex. Oh, am I? Hold on, there's this helm coming up, which would let me, well, okay, I can't kill this just with the helmet because of this 11 health I have to chew through. So I could parry, so it's 2, 4, 6, then I get hit for 4. And then 8, and it's still not dead. Yeah, I am gonna need to do my weapons. How many more of those are in here? Those are actually a really serious threat. There's one more. So I have to really think about that because I got 2 uses of a claymore, but otherwise it's gonna be a bit of a problem. I'm gonna have to use multiple armor charges to get through those. So having a flex actually would be very useful because it would allow me to like actually kill these in 4 attacks instead of 6, which makes a lot of difference. But I have 2 more flexes in here. It doesn't have to be this flex. Okay, I'm gonna discard this. I do wanna keep the ability to buy a bucket for 1 gold because I have, you know, very low health and I have the vampire stamp, so I'm not healing from discarding tiles. So just gotta always be careful about that. I could buy the bucket and this thing. This would be a really good answer to these guys. If I use the helm and that, it's actually very effective. But could I save up another 2 gold? Maybe. Aha, finally. Okay, so I'm gonna pitch this bucket actually because there's a chest coming. We're gonna buy this chest and we're gonna buy Octo's arm. Okay, so now that I have two very high value, very expensive items, let's knock out two big enemies. So first, we're gonna parry this attack, which conveniently cancels the blitz attack. Now my Octo's arm has raised by 2, and I can whack it to death. So I take no damage. However, I do use up an instance of both of these powerful items. Oh, wait, there's one issue here. I am wasting the healing from the vampire stamp when I do this. Okay, what I think I'm gonna do, since there's another one of those rat things in there, is I'm gonna grab this execute and we'll do this big thing. Okay, make sure there's no curse of anything. Okay, we're gonna take 6 and execute it. I guess one of these executes must have come from the stamp that gives me 2 random abilities in the deck. Okay, there's the Curse of Silence. Okay, so now, oh, now the big things are gone. Oops, okay. Well, I think I'm gonna get a chainmail. And we're gonna use it against a Snot Wolf. So parry once. And then we'll take 2 damage. However, I heal 2 damage with the Vampire Stamp, so it's no net damage. Taken. Oh, and then there's another chainmail, and I think the chainmail actually works equally well against the rat people. That's one of the reasons that Bruno is a strong character, is he has 2 copies of chainmail. Objectively, chainmail is a bad card. Objectively, 2 gold for 2 uses of 2 armor is really bad, especially when you compare it to all the other armors that you can get. However, the thing that makes it effective is that even though it is really, really bad value as far as cards go, there are a bunch of enemies that chainmail is just really good against. So you just have like a built-in way to do okay against these things, the Snot Wolves, the Globbers, all that stuff you can deal with chainmail. So the nice thing here is that in each of these fights, I am taking 2 damage, healing 2 damage from the Vampire Stamp, and getting 2 gold, and chainmail costs 2 gold. So 1 tile knocks out 2 enemies with no net health loss and no net gold loss, which is really, really strong. Okay, so here I could get the hamstring and take away the blitz from 1 attack of the Snot Wolf. That is an option. This is, yes. Yes, that's right. And reduce your base by 1 for the range of battle. That is good if you have some stamp that increases your attack so that your attack stays at 2. And then you might judge that having 2 attack instead of 3 is worth it to have block 2 at the start of each turn. I mean, that block 2 at the start of each turn would handle the Snot Wolves and these, because they only do 2 attack. Actually, I could get that. The only issue is there's still 1 of these left in here, and I've already used my execute, so that would be a bit of an issue. Or would it? Oh my god, I don't think I've like ever used this thing. But this might actually make sense. Because, I mean, the Snot Wolves just don't damage me, and these don't damage me if I have block 2 at the start of each turn. Alright, I don't need the hamstring in this particular level, so we'll just pitch this for the gold that I need. Oops. Oh, well, right, it doesn't matter. So we'll do this. I get 2 of them. That's funny, but I do not want 4 block in exchange for 0 attack. I don't think. So we're gonna not go crazy with it. We'll eat that so that I can actually use this. Oh, can only be used in battle. Okay. So we do this. And am I understanding this correctly? Yeah, we're just gonna slowly whack this enemy to death. God, I don't know if this would make me ever want to buy that ability. I'm pretty sure I've never used it in my entire time playing Krumit's Tale, but I have to admit, all of a sudden on this particular floor, it actually is quite effective. Because it just so happens that of the 3 enemies on this level, 2 of them only ever do 2 attack, and it is blockable, which is a relevant thing to say because some enemies have unblockable attacks, but not these guys. Oh my god, how long has that been sitting there? I wonder. that I could have just dealt with all of these enemies just buying a single 3 gold ability. I also misread it. I thought it made it so that your attack drops to 1 for the entire floor, but it's just for that battle, so I wouldn't even have to use this against the... Oh, hold on a second. Hold on. We got a Curse of Silence. I need to... Actually, I don't need to even drink that flask, because I'm going to heal 2 in this battle after killing this thing totally for free. Ah, well, you know what? No matter how much you play this game, there's always something new you can learn. Okie dokie. Well, that was fun. So we got one more Snot Wolf to kill. And then it's... Okay, so 2 more freebies and then just 1 hard one. Okay, let's pitch this. Alright, there's the hard enemy. So what I think I'm gonna do here is use this combo that I only used once and that I was so excited about to kill the... Oh yeah, this ended up being so easy. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I guess it's just a matter of how long I was sitting on this thing that was randomly given to me by the RNG gods without using it when it trivialized most of this dungeon. Okay. Oh, right. I can't... Got it. It's fine. The reason I couldn't use it is because the first attack makes your next attack not allowed to use weapons. Okey-doke. Well, that was that. Let's do one more. Trying to do 3 dungeons per video. Though, of course, that means the videos do get longer since the dungeons get harder as you go. But we want to do the next one. I'm very curious to see how this next boss fight's going to go. All the different middle bosses can be very, very threatening. So I'm a little nervous. Let's see. Okay, so it's an interesting one. I got a crowbar, which is great. Main issue with that is I already have a crowbar, and 2 crowbars is kind of a lot of crowbars. You could do it, you could, because there are guaranteed enemies in the final floor. There's like variance as to what you get on each dungeon, but the final dungeon always has the same set of enemies, and 2 of them do have armor, so if not 3. So you're gonna have targets for the crowbar, and having 2 of them in your deck increases the odds that, you know, you'll get it in time, and it's not just randomly sitting at the bottom of your deck. This thing, it's an interesting one. Getting all my durability back is obviously really, really great because I do have some high value durability items. You know what? I'm going to take my short-term approach. Since this next level has 3 different enemies that all start with armor, I think I'm just going to get another crowbar. I wouldn't have chosen this, by the way, even if that were available, should mention. All right, now perk. This is actually a pretty good one. So a little sad about the Warmonger, but it's not that great. One-armed. Oftentimes, the way I play, I don't ever equip 1 item at a time. The only times you'd ever do this is when you're using 2 weapons to burst something down, or for some reason you have to use a weapon at the same time as you're using armor. Like it'll take several hits with a weapon to kill something, so you have to get one of them in before you parry. But generally speaking, this is just everything costs 1 less for no drawback, and that's good because I have a lot of expensive stuff. All right, this is not my favorite shop. The bow is all right. The fact that you can only hit the top row is very limiting, and it only has 2 attacks. I prefer the crossbow, which has 3 uses and 2 damage, because that turns on execute, which is really the important thing. That's more important than the extra damage. It has 3 uses, and it can hit the top 2 rows, not just the top 1 row. So I'm not sold on this. I don't want to pay 10 gems to reset. I mean, I could just buy another pipe sword, just to have a little bit more oomph. I could get another hamstring. Never planning to use both of them, but just so that it arrives in time to be relevant. I don't think I need this now that I've got the stamp that makes everything cheaper. It's a tough call. I think I'll buy the pipe sword, and I will get rid of one of these curses. And then where are we at here? I could buy another thing. Do I have another short sword? I still have another short sword. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna replace the short sword with this bow. I think that that is a definite upgrade, and even though the bow might not be the best, I think it's better than a sword, and I think, you know, taking an improvement is worth it sometimes. All right, so we've got this boss. The Perfect Storm is this weird thing. It makes it so that you take 2 damage whenever you pick up a tile, and also enemies next to the tile you take 2 piercing damage, and it shuffles back in the deck if you get it to the bottom row. So it's actually not my scariest boss. I do think a couple of other bosses are much scarier than this one, but especially if you're playing with the vampire stamp, you have to be careful because you can end up in a situation where you're just like literally guaranteed to die. So you just got to be very careful about that storm. Okay, so shuffling in all my stuff. And now got to be a little bit careful because these town guards prevent me from using weapons. So just got to be a little bit careful about that. Let's see. So how much do I care about hamstring in this one? Actually, it's pretty good. It stops the armor gain. That's pretty solid. Although if I'm using a crowbar, that will also get rid of all the armor. Because if I sell the hamstring, I could buy the chainmail, and with the chainmail, I could kill these town guards. I definitely don't want to sell the crowbar. Octo's arm, you know, would be good against the boss. This has a boss in it. The boss has a bunch of hit points. Remember, it's, what am I doing here? It's not just the 60 that was shown earlier. It's 73 because of the 20% bonus from New Game Plus, whichever 5 or whatever it was. So I do need to deal some extra damage to it. I didn't get that one ability that makes it so that when you pass a turn in combat, the attack increases by 2, and then you can use 1 time per battle to use it. But the Octo's arm, wherever that is, kind of gives me that. It increases by 1, not by 2, but, you know, if I parry a bunch of attacks and then use up all 3 ticks of this, I can burst down the boss. So, yeah, basically, I don't want to sell this, is what I'm trying to say. Let me take a look also at the boss. Are there any abilities the boss has I'd want to cancel? I mean, the Blitz, but these are actually beneficial to me. And the Blitz naturally gets skipped if I parry, then parry. Yeah. I may want to sell this hamstring. It's just a committal move to sell it right away. Otherwise, I could sell chainmail. That feels bad because chainmail blocks this annoying attack, as well as the guard's attacks. Something's gotta go. I think it's gonna be the hamstring. I might deeply regret it, but I need a gold to get started. Notice it's quite good that I have that 1 arm stamp. Otherwise, I would need 2 gold to get started, and it would just be that much more difficult. This is where I'm starting to really show that this is a tough run, because without any native bonuses to my damage, I basically can't take out any enemy naked at this point in the game. So I have to rely on some kind of jump start where I can buy something, and so having everything be cheaper is just a huge difference. Okay, can I take these guys out is the question. Let's see, parry. They have 9, I need 5 attacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, no. So I end up taking 8 damage right before it dies. If I had 1 extra damage, if I had any kind of effect that would do 1 damage at any point, that would have made a very big difference, but alas, I do not. So here, we're gonna just use up the chainmail, taking no net damage because I'm a vampire, just to get these off the board. And then I am guessing I'm gonna be buying a crowbar next, but we'll see. Those swamp golems are really difficult. They have a lot of hit points. I'm probably gonna use my executes on them, which means I have to find some way to deal with the big robots. These are the little robots. I still can't handle them, but the big robots are even scarier. Okay, so do I buy the crowbar? What does that allow me to do precisely? The plate armor has a 4 block. So I could like hit, let the block come down, crowbar, then 6 comes at me. I don't parry. Yeah, that doesn't actually work. Shoot. It'd be nice to have hamstring. Oh man, so I could get rid of this armor gain. Okay, if I use crowbar on these, I can kill them really easily. I hesitate because, of course, then how exactly am I killing these necromancers? I do have 2 crowbars, so I could use a crowbar later with the claymore to kill this. I'm trying to save the Octo's arm for the boss. Okay, we'll do this. So I'll grab the crowbar. I'm not using any weapons, so I don't mind the town guard being here. So what I'm gonna do is hop in here, crowbar. Do I take 4 damage? Yes, because if I can't block the next one, so then I would actually just die. So I have to use the plate armor here, which kind of overuses it, but that's fine. And then I kill it without taking any damage. So the main thing is, if I do this again, I'm wasting the healing. Ah, but I have this Curse of Silence. Okay, perfect. We'll just eat that, so I'm not wasting the healing from the armor gain. What is this? Increase max HP by 4. Oh, okay, that's actually kind of cool, I guess. Maybe. Now, I could use the crowbar outside of combat and use the armor against something else. There's just nothing else I can really use it against, because the big armor doesn't really help against these guys. Now, I could pick up this plate helm, crowbar this after it gains the armor, and then use the plate helm to parry. Let me think about that. I parry this. It still gains 1 armor, so it's effectively at 8 health. I need 4 attacks to kill it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, but then there's also this one. Shoot, I needed hamstring. I messed up not buying hamstring, because hamstring would have allowed me to cancel this one after crowbarring this one, and then I could have gotten there. So yes, I need a little bit of extra oomph to kill this, like a pipe sword, for example. Just this plate helm is not enough to kill this necromancer, even with a crowbar. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna roll the dice on this lockbox. I gotta get something good. All right, we got a weapon. We have an armor. And we have restore 1 durability to items in your inventory when it's depleted. Otherwise, it's just a 1 attack weapon. That is really interesting, because I could get the armor and then restore its durability by depleting the screwdriver. The question is, can I actually deplete this thing? I would need to survive 3 rounds of combat to deplete it. I'm not sure I can at this point. Okay, I'm gonna go for this. This might be a horrible mistake. But what I'm thinking is, because I can actually restore the I can restore the crowbar, or restore one of the armors given to me by the crowbar. Yeah, I think I'll just restore one of the armors given to me. Oh, well, if I restore the crowbar, I can actually destroy more armors. Okay, so how do I go through 3 rounds of combat? Well, the issue is I have to first kill this thing, because this is stopping me from using weapons. So let's sell this. I don't think I'm ever gonna buy that. And I think I'm gonna sell this flex. Well, I actually don't need to commit to that yet. I can buy this plate helm first. It sucks that I'm wasting the healing on this and the armor value. But I'm going to be restoring the durability, so the armor value doesn't actually matter. I need to be able to use weapons so I can use up that screwdriver. I might be going way too far with that screwdriver, but here's what I'm thinking. So now I attack this thing here. We'll use the... I gotta be using this... Oh! I can only use 1 thing at a time! Oh my god, that's actually significant. Let's see. I would need 3 hits with the screwdriver to kill it, but as it is, it would be these 3 hits. Okay, we're fine. It's not ideal though, but we are fine. I will take some damage. I'll take 4 damage, and then I'll heal 2 of it. Yeah, it's a little bit annoying. There's the 1 arm stamp that I said wasn't gonna matter. Mattering. And I'm just gonna use this to use it up. I don't care about the 1 extra damage. I just need to get these durabilities back. Oh, it's only restore 1. Oh my god, that was definitely not worth it. Oh, I thought it would fully restore it. Oh, jeez, the mistakes. Okay, so I thought it was gonna fully restore it. It didn't fully restore it. It just restored 1, which is completely not worth it. I should have taken one of the other items. But now, I think I'm gonna get this pipe sword and try to take out these necromancers. So the way it's gonna work is I whack it first, it gets block. I use a crowbar to destroy the block and the armor. Get this, I'll use my helm to parry this attack so that this attack doesn't happen. And now I have to use this pipe sword, and luckily I turn off the pipe sword and I can kill it before it armors up. Okay, that seems like it's good. I think that was okay. Next up, can I somehow avoid wasting my health gain because I'm at full health? Is there some way that I can take some damage? Yes, we'll go here and we'll do what we did earlier. We'll take 4 damage. Oh, wait a minute. It's a little odd. Yeah, that doesn't work at all. I need to use the pipe sword to finish it off. So yeah, that was a bit silly. I'm still wasting it. Okay, here we go. So we can grab this chest, we can pick up execute, and we'll take an attack from this trash golem. That's a lot of damage coming at me, Jesus. Make sure Curse of Silence not on the board. Yeah, that's fine, we'll do it. I'm gonna be getting a lot of health here, so I'm completely fine with this. So we're gonna take the damage. And then I will execute to end combat. I heal from the vampire stamp, which gets rid of the poison that was put on me during the combat. Now is the time to do this. So same as before, we let the block go up because crowbar cancels both the block and the armor. Then we use the plate helm to parry so that this attack doesn't happen. And then we use the pipe sword to finish it off before it does its suicide attack at the end or armors up. Okay, there's the boss. I'm glad that the perfect storm hasn't shown up. That would have really complicated things. I have a ridiculous amount of gold. I think we're getting this flex. So I'm now at 3 attack, which is helpful. Can I just kill this thing with my 3 attacking self? I don't think so, because this is a lot of stuff to chew through. I would need to at least get a crowbar. Well, hang on. So crowbar, let me think. So crowbar with the block. It has 13, 14. I mean, yeah, I could take 6, I guess, and then use one of these armors on the 3. So what is that? It has, well, no, I crowbar away the 6 and the 4, so 7 plus 8. So I need to hit it 3 times. Ah, okay. So with the crowbar and the plate helm, I can actually take these out very nicely. Main issue is I am 1 gold short. What do I sell here? Okay, I'm gonna kick the can down the road on that one. What I'm gonna do is use my armor against this. Now that I do 3 damage per hit, I kill these without ever taking any damage as long as I can parry the first attack. I am wasting the healing from the vampire stamp, but I think that's okay. What is this? Shuffle non-enemy tiles on the board into the deck and reduce their cost by 1 and you can recharge it. Interesting. Do I want to do that? I think so, because I have a very good distribution here. Okay, we'll try it. So we'll do this. And I will just pop it right now. Whoop. All right, this actually worked out pretty well. Now I have to be careful about the perfect storm coming. But cleave would be really good because what it would do is it would damage this trash golem so I could execute it later. I can't execute it now though. So how am I gonna deal with this necromancer? I don't have my crowbar. I have to be very careful. If I let the perfect storm fall on top of the boss, that is just gonna stay there forever. Okay, I guess it's just gotta be this column here. All right, now what am I doing here? Okay, I guess I will buy this armor. Gotta be very careful how I manage the situation. So it damages all these. So I actually don't need the cleave anymore because this thing already got damaged. So the execute's already online. I I ended up not losing health because, oh, that was great. It was great that I'm at full health because I had lost 2 from the storm, but I gained 2 from the armor. I should just take this. I think I just take it to damage everything. Yeah, we'll just do it. I'm playing with fire here because I do have the vampire stamp, so I cannot heal by discarding tiles, but I've got this flask, so I can wriggle out of it somewhat by discarding things. Should I do this? Oh man, I'm really playing with fire to do that. Yeah, I'll do it. Okay. So we're just damaging. If I take something else next to this town guard, I will just kill it. If I buy this claymore, this thing's almost dead. But then I will never, oh no, then I can cleave it to kill it. Okay, I think I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna use taunt anymore. We'll just replace the taunt. So I'll pick this up. Then we'll do this to just kill this enemy off completely and get the perfect storm out of here. Oh, I could pick up the bow first. No, because I don't have inventory space. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Oh, right, I forgot about the armor. Okay, it's okay though, because I can actually come in here and just whack it, and then it'll die. And that'll get the perfect storm out of here and heal me for 2. Okay, that worked somehow. I can actually kill this town guard with no net loss of life, so I think I will do that just to get it out of here. I do want to be able to use weapons. So yeah, the fact that I was actually able to buy one of those flexes is a big deal. All right, now let's not dick around. Let's drink 2 of my flasks and take a look at the situation. So here, I can just kill this with a claymore. If I'm committed to using the Octo Arm plus parry strategy on the boss, I do have another helm. That's very important because this is what I need to be parrying the boss. So I am committed to that strategy. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So I am not gonna save the claymore for Ichita. Let's just, yeah, let's just kill this thing. And I guess I could actually just kill this trash golem without waiting for an execute as well. Yeah, let's just do it. Pop. Okay, and the swamp golems also add 2 good tiles to the deck, which is nice. So this thing, it's a bit annoying. I cannot kill it with the pipe sword. I do 6. This thing has 7. Unless I eat another flex. You know what? Let's go wild. Let's eat another flex. Sure. The question is, do I want to actually use a crowbar just to get an extra armor? What do I have left to hit with a crowbar? 2 of these people? Yeah, so I have an extra crowbar thing sitting around. The problem is I just bought this. Oh, I shouldn't have bought this pipe sword. I should have gotten the crowbar instead, because now I get the crowbar. I don't have room for the armor that I get. Well, whatever. I could just actually kill it in 2 attacks and lose 2 health. Yeah, let's do it that way. Just to be safe, just in case I do need that pipe sword in order to finish off the boss. I think that's fine. And now, the main issue is if I have this pipe sword, why did my pipe sword... Okay, because I didn't use it because I took 2 damage instead of using it. Right. Okay. Yeah, so how do I deal with this? I could get the crowbar. I'm out of space. I would need to consume the flask. Alternatively, what are these attacks? 6 and 4. Yeah, the armors I get from the crowbar are pretty handy because they let me parry attacks. Although I have 3 of these, so I don't really need that and the helm. What's the other enemy here? It's another one of those. Okay, let's get a crowbar. And I'm a little skeptical about this, but let's just use up the flask. I have this health vial here if I need it. So we whack. We crowbar. And then we pipe. So I don't take 6 damage. 4 net damage, but still, that's a lot of damage. Okay. I could just buy this Octo Arm now. It's a shame I'm not ever gonna have space in my inventory for these spider bites. Oh no, I crowbar the last bad guy, and then I can throw the crowbar away. Okay, so the last bad guy is here. Don't think I'm gonna need this bow at this point, because I can't use the bow against the boss, who's on the bottom row. Okay, so now, how does this work? Where do I put the armor? Yeah, it's a little weird. Shoot. Maybe I do it like... No, that's dumb because that that just eats up most of the armor. I need a crowbar first, then attack. Ah, yes, I have a bit too much of a good thing going on here. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. It's a little bit weird, but I am going to... Oh, I can't use both of these at once because of the one-armed trait. Ha, ha, ha. Okay, I'm gonna use this up just without any... Oh no, I need to use this. Oh, if I use this, then I can't use that because I don't have enough room. Oh God, I messed this up. If I do this, I'm just attacking into block, which is silly as hell. Okay, I hate this, but I'm gonna replace the crowbar itself, and then we're just gonna pipe sword it to not take the 6 attack. Okay, so now all that is left is the boss, which means it's time to buy the octo arm, replace the pipe sword with it, and worst case, I can always duck out of combat if I need to. I need to replace one of these. So I do actually desperately need 6 parry, because I need to be able to parry the first one to start the chain. Okay, so I'll just duck out of combat if I need to. But the strategy here is that we just keep on parrying attacks until this builds up to a killing blow. And I can also use some spider bites. So we'll parry this one with the helm, and then the next one I'm gonna parry with the spider armor. And so now I can spider bite for some extra damage. I'm not worried about saving the gems. I can't attack with the octo arm here because of this weapon canceling attack. However, we just win now. I don't even need to parry this. I can just whack it with the octo arm, and then she kills herself. Borp. All right, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and or subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Actually, I'm gonna do the post-battle thing to be set up for the next one, so you can stick around and watch that. But yeah, if you're heading out, see you again soon. Okay, so our tiles, unfortunately, are garbage. The pipe sword would have been the best thing here, but I can't even get that. We've got increase the thing of all melee weapons on the board by 2 is kind of whatever, and then your attack has blitz is also kind of whatever. I'm gonna get this just because it's free, it's an item. So it costs 1 less gold. This is an ability, so it doesn't get affected by my 1 arm stamp. So I'm not thrilled about it, but I'll take that. And then over here, we actually have some decent stuff. 2 of these are good. So this is an interesting ability. You really want to lean into this, and you basically want to just like die at the beginning of the dungeon, and then turn your health into 1 and gain regeneration. Regeneration means that you get 2 health every time a tile comes onto the board, and you play this little game of like you don't want to regenerate too much because once you heal up to full, the effect ends. Now, unfortunately, I never got the healthy stamp. That's the one that increases your max health by 6. With the regeneration and the vampiric stamp, it's pretty much impossible to avoid going up to full and turning this effect off. So I think I'm gonna lean towards the Warmonger. This just gives me +1 attack whenever I'm using a melee weapon. I have the pipe sword, I have a couple of them, and I also got that axe just now. So I think that's gonna be more helpful. This is good if you can fight naked pretty well already, but as it is, I'm just completely toast if I'm naked against most enemies. So I just don't think it's as good here. Okay, so we have some interesting choices here. We got our old friend. Oh, this is actually different. This is not the reduce attack by 1, gain 3 block. This is 4 block for 3 health, and you have to pay that 3 health every single time. We got our friend the Screwdriver, which I don't think I want to get, although it does have 2 attack now, and it is free, so I actually could get it. It's just a lot of gems, unfortunately. I think... I have the bow, which makes me not want the crossbow as much. The crossbow, I think, is better than the bow. However, the bow already turns on execute if I'm careful, so I don't need the crossbow, I think, as much. I think I'm going to buy another claymore, just because it's a way to bring down big dudes, and I'll use my remaining gems to clear off this last curse. So now I don't need to worry about my execute or my hamstrings being blocked. It's one of those things where, like, yeah, you can see I'm not really reliant on abilities, but when I do have an ability that I want to use, I don't want to randomly be blocked by a curse coming down, especially because I'm vampiric, so I can't heal by discarding tiles. So if I'm in a situation where I don't have the health I need to eat the curse, then I could just randomly lose the game because I wasn't able to hamstring or execute at a critical time. Okay, that'll do it then. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and or subscribe, and I'll see you again soon for the finale. Take care.